declining physical performance at the most crucial moment. That's what Marc Marquez experienced during the MotoGP preseason test at Sepang circuit, Malaysia. The Spanish rider revealed the startling fact that his physical condition actually worsened day by day throughout the three-day test. A major question has emerged. Is the shoulder injury he sustained since the October crash still haunting him? Let's discuss this. Watch until the end. The Sepang test was a much-anticipated moment for millions of Marc Marquez fans worldwide. This was the first time the eight-time world champion had ridden a MotoGP bike since the horrific incident with Marco Bezzecchi in Indonesia last October. The crash forced Marquez to end his season early due to a serious shoulder injury. Now, after months of rehabilitation and recovery, Marquez returned to the track hoping to start the 2026 season brilliantly with Ducati Lenovo team. However, the reality Marquez faced in Malaysia wasn't as rosy as imagined. Despite starting the test with positive feelings, the 33-year-old rider admitted that his physical condition actually deteriorated over time. Marquez's candid statement to MotoGP.com media revealed deep concerns about his readiness to face the long and exhausting season ahead. Marquez explained that the best sensation he felt occurred on the first day's afternoon session. At that point, his body was still fresh and the Ducati Desmosedici GP26 felt responsive in his hands. However, as the test continued, his condition began to decline. The rain-affected second day made the schedule packed on day 3, and Marquez's body started showing signs of fatigue. Nevertheless, the rider's high dedication saw him complete the test program well, even conducting a sprint race simulation with fairly satisfying results. What's interesting about Marquez's statement is his honesty in acknowledging his physical limitations. This isn't the first time the Severa native has had to face preseason testing with a body that's not 100% fit. 4 years with Honda, Marquez often began seasons with his shoulders still recovering from surgery. The same pattern has repeated this year, though he's now defending a different team's colors. The strategy Marquez adopted at Sepang also reflected his condition. He conducted more short stints, entering and exiting the pit with higher frequency than other riders. This is a familiar tactic for him, a way to manage stamina and prevent more serious injury. Whilst appearing restrictive, this approach actually demonstrates Marquez's maturity and wisdom in reading his own physical condition. Marquez's final day test program at Sepang included a sprint race simulation, a relatively new format in the MotoGP calendar. From that simulation, Marquez drew positive conclusions. He felt comfortable in the final laps, an important indicator showing that despite his physical limitations, his racing ability and competitive instinct remained sharp. The pace Marquez showed in the sprint simulation gives hope that he's still capable of competing at the highest level, at least for shorter race durations. However, Marquez couldn't hide the fatigue he felt. The packed third day with many laps left his body increasingly tired. He acknowledged he would be very tired the following day, but remained optimistic that he had time to recover before the next test in Thailand. The 2-week gap before the Bezzecchi test on 21 to 22 February provides crucial time for Marquez to restore his stamina and strengthen his physical condition. For Marquez, the Thailand test holds more importance than Sepang. The reason is simple. Just 4 days after the Bezzecchi test, the opening race of the 2026 season will be held at the same circuit. This means the Thailand test isn't merely general season preparation, but also a direct simulation for the Thailand Grand Prix. Every piece of data collected, every setting tried, will be immediately relevant for the opening race. The pressure to perform maximally at the Thailand test is far greater. Marquez also offered an interesting perspective on Sepang circuit's condition. According to him, the track felt different compared to when they came for racing in October, with less rubber on the tarmac. This affected grip and the bike's behavior, making the collected data not fully representative of actual race conditions. Nevertheless, Marquez stressed that 3 days at Sepang were very useful for him personally, particularly for regaining the rhythm of riding a MotoGP bike after such a long absence. One thing that also needs underlining from Marquez's statement is his awareness of the competition. He acknowledged there were 2 or 3 riders faster than him at the Sepang test. This is a realistic admission, showing Marquez isn't lulled by his reputation or past achievements. He knows precisely that to compete again for podiums and victories, there's still plenty of homework to be completed, both regarding the bike's performance and his own physical condition. Marquez's journey back to proper tarmac began in early January at a Spa circuit after months of only being able to train off-track. This relatively short preparation time certainly isn't ideal for a rider just recovering from serious injury. However, the MotoGP calendar waits for no one, and Marquez must maximize every available session to return to competitive level. What makes Marquez's situation more challenging is the fact that he must adapt to a new bike with a new team. The Ducati Desmosedici has characteristics very different from the Honda RC213V he rode for over a decade. Although Marquez already spent a season with Ducati at satellite team Gresini, the factory bike has different specifications and settings. The combination of injury recovery and adaptation to a new bike creates a double challenge that Marquez must face. Interestingly, despite acknowledging his deteriorating physical condition, Marquez's mood remained positive at the end of the test. He expressed satisfaction with the information obtained and progress achieved. The gradual approach he employed demonstrates the maturity of a veteran who knows when to push limits and when to be patient. Marquez seems to be playing the long game, not rushing to push himself in pre-season testing with the risk of more serious injury that could disrupt the entire season. Marquez's statement about needing improvement on his own side also shows deep introspection. He doesn't blame the bike, team, or track conditions. Instead, he places responsibility on himself to improve performance. This attitude is crucial in motorcycle racing where synchronization between rider and machine is key to success. The condition Marquez is experiencing has become a hot topic in the MotoGP paddock. Many observers and rivals are watching closely how this 8-time world champion legend manages his comeback. Some might see this as a sign of vulnerability, but years of experience show that underestimating Marquez is a fatal mistake. Even with limited physical condition, his sharp racing instinct and iron determination still make him a serious threat to anyone on the grid. The next 2 weeks will be a crucial period for Marquez. He must maximize recovery time, strengthen his physical condition, and prepare for the more important Thailand test. The Ducati team will surely also work hard analyzing data from Sepang and preparing optimal settings for Bezzecchi. The collaboration between Marquez and Ducati's technical crew will be tested in Thailand with a clear target, ready to battle in the season opener. Marc Marquez's story is a narrative of resilience and determination. After years of struggling with injuries and operations, he still refuses to give up on returning to the top. The Sepang test might have revealed his current physical limitations, but it also showed that Marquez's competitive fire still burns bright. The 2026 season will be the true test of whether his body can still keep up with his extraordinary ambition and talent. The mental factor also can't be ignored in Marquez's comeback this time. The painful experience of repeated injuries in the past must have left psychological scars. Every time he feels pain or discomfort, thoughts about the possibility of injury again must cross his mind. However, Marquez has proven time and again that his champion's mentality can overcome such doubts. He's the type of rider who actually performs more fiercely when cornered, more dangerous when doubted. One thing is certain, Marquez won't surrender without a fight. And for his fans, seeing this true warrior return to battle on track is already a victory in itself. The journey towards Thailand begins now, and the entire MotoGP world is waiting to see whether the legend can rise from physical adversity and become a genuine threat on the grid once more.